Hello everybody, welcome back to some more FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock, and today we are going to be making some progress in Industrial Craft 2, or at least that's the plan. The machine I want to make today is something called a Thermal Centrifuge, which is fairly, it's in the middle in difficulty kind of thing, and the reason we want to do that is because that allows us to take this crushed uranium ore, which we have over 4,000 of, and then we can basically turn those into uranium-238. From that, we can then make a reactant dynamo, which is something I've been meaning to make for a while, because it's the this is our bottleneck to make the upgraded jetpack that we have. To make the Invol version, we need a reactant dynamo, and to get a reactant dynamo, we need uranium. So it's a fairly easy build. As I said, we need 2 coils, some iron ingots, more coils in here to make the motor, and an advanced machine frame, which we've done before, so it's pretty simple. Other than that, we will then need a mining laser, which is a bit more difficult. We need some more advanced alloys, some redstone, some 1 energy crystal, which is just 4 diamond dust and 5 redstone, and then we will need a iron turning blank, which we need to get a turning table for, and then we need an advanced circuit, which we have done before and shouldn't be too difficult to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the very, very bottom of everything here, and that would be to go with the turning table. So turning table is what we need to make the handle for the mining laser, and it's kind of an annoying machine. I don't really personally like it too much, but it is a turning table. We need some iron casing, some iron shafts, some basic machine casing, which is fairly easy, and more iron plates. And then we're also going to need a kinetic generator of sorts. So I might just make a manual kinetic generator for today, and then go with maybe an electrical one later. But I think it's probably best for us to just go with a manual one, and then we can sort of right click on it and make some power with that. So I'm going to get all the materials together to make the manual kinetic dynamo, or whatever it's called, generator, that was it, and the turning table, and then I'm also going to have to try and make the iron turning shaft, I think that's what it's called, and then we can make the handle for everything, and then we'll get on to making everything else. Okay, so I should have everything for the turning table now. There we go, and I also have already placed the manual kinetic dynamo. It was pretty easy. This one, it is just a machine frame, or machine casing, basic one, and a lever, which we already had a lever anyway, so that's fine. So turning table, the next thing we have to get, I actually can't remember the name of it, but I know what it looks like, so maybe that'll help us out. But we need here it is, a lathing tool, which is just going to be a steel plate and 2 iron item casings. So there we go, an iron turning blank turned into a handle. We'll keep that as there for the moment. We might have to use those in the near future. And then we have to basically go and make the Thermal Centrifuge. There we go. And then we got to get on to making all the other stuff. Okay, so we should now have everything together to put this thing, together. Mining laser right there, and then everything else should just be as simple as that. So we're going to place the Thermal Centrifuge there, and this will now allow us to take uranium, put it in here, or crushed uranium ore, wrong machine. Throw it in the Thermal Centrifuge, which should heat up eventually, and we need, I think, 3,000. We do need 3,000, the full 3,000, and this should now create uranium. What we are going to be doing today is hopefully upgrading our jetpack. So, having a look at it jetpack-wise, we have our leadstone one, which can then be turned into a hardened one. The hardened one, we need the thrusters, which means we need a reactant dynamo, which we can now make after this. Next is the reinforced one, which also I found out needs a reactant dynamo, and also electrum and just stuff we've already got before. Then we get to the resonant one. I found out this actually needs a innovation dynamo in order to make, which means we have the stuff to do it, but we also need a flux electrum blend, which we could then, in theory today, try and get the Flux-Infused Jetplate and also some flux-infused armor. We should, I think, be able to do that. There we go. So reactant dynamo. Next, it's going to be simple. We have to make this thing, which we are missing sulfur. I knew! I always forget to pick up sulfur. I don't know why. It's always a thing that the one like material I forget to pick up. But we should just have to do that, which is fine. Put these together, hardened flux ducts, and then we're going to do this quickly. I think we should pretty much be fine after that. So unless I'm forgetting something, or it might be because of the flux ducts and the dynamo, but let's do that. Let's then. I just realized that's not going to work because we have the jetpack there. But so we now have a hardened jetpack which has a ton more, but has a higher fuel usage, I think. So that uses 10 RF per tick. This uses 50 RF per tick. This uses 100 RF per tick, and this uses 200 RF per tick, and then this one uses 400 RF per tick. Okay, so we should now, in theory, have everything that we need in order to make the reinforced jetpack. The very bottom I've written is actually from these redstone energy flux ducts, which are kind of annoying because we have to make some through the fluid transposer, and this is the crafting recipe. So this is something I'd never seen before, which is the aerothium dust, which I found out is 2 sand, 2, well, we need 2 sand, 2 niter, 2 blitz powder, and 2 redstone. To make blitz powder we need sand and redstone, so it is a fairly easy thing. So sand, blitz powder, what was it, redstone? I think it was redstone, I can't remember. Or are we forgetting things? And then niter. There we go, some aerothium dust. And then next we need some fluxed electrum blend, which is just a case of basically 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. We're going to have to do that a lot in the future, but for now we're only doing the 2 that we need. And then hardened aluminum glass. We need 1 of those, so we can keep the other one for a future time. And then we go, some redstone energy flux ducts. We're going to get rid of 2 of those because we don't need them at the moment. So next is the reactant dynamo, which is just a case of us going over here again, and we did this before, as you might remember. That should go there, those should go there, bucket, that, and then those. There we go, so 1 more bucket, and we should have no more need for redstone after that. So that's the thrusters done. Then we just need to come here and obviously just do what we've been doing the whole time with these things, with the flux ducts, whatever, yeah, flux capacitors. There we go. And then finally we're gonna have to do this a bit more normally because obviously we can't, shift click it. But there we go, reinforced jetpack, which has a total capacity of 2 million RF and uses 100 RF per tick. And yeah, this should now be everything that we need. We should have everything. There we go, and we don't have to worry about uranium or anything like that. And then what's the final one? I think it's a bit of redstone. There we go. Do those, and then we need the enderium gear, which should be over here and perfectly fine to put out eventually whilst listening to these lovely chickens. There we go. And I'm hoping that we have everything. Buckets, those, that, and then these. Haha! So these, damn it, these thrusters have now been made, which is good. We're going to try and see if we can get this done today. I'm going to assume it's possible for us to do. I think it should be. I'm going to now list out everything, see if I can get everything. If I can't, then I'll have to come back and say we can't really do that for this episode and we'll do it in the next episode. But yeah, I'm going to see if it's possible to make this new upgraded thing and the flux plate as well, or the jet plate, and then also make the flux-infused armor alongside it, because I need to make the chest plate for it anyway. So yeah, I will get back to you once I have listed out everything that we need for this. Okay, so to my understanding, we should now have everything in place in order to create this set of armor and the flux-infused jet plate. So what I've done is I have worked out this, and if I remember correctly, it is 16 of these all turned into nuggets that will create the amount that we need of these lovely, lovely things. 24, there we go. And from there, we can very simply create the armor that we need. There we go. So this is now a full armor set, looking pretty good, and eventually this will also be switched out for what is essentially this in the end. So that's all pretty good. We won't worry about powering that up yet. I will actually go and place them all in here, because here is the rest of the materials that we need. So I spent well over an hour, possibly an hour and a half, trying to detail out every single thing that we need in this, and I'm probably still wrong. Okay, so to start off, I thought what we might as well do is start with each part at a time. So what I'm going to start off with first is the Resonant Flux Pack armored version. We need to have the armored version just because that's how it works. So we're going to start off by making the Invar armor plating, and speaking of which, we can actually throw all these materials back in. I think it's probably for the best. Throw everything back in, and then procedurally, as we need them, take out the items that we need. I think that's the best way to do it, otherwise we're going to be probably quite annoyed by the end of it. So we need to get to, might as well do the plating first. So we need 10 Invar and 10 bronze, and so 10 Invar, 10 bronze, which is going to be there, and we actually need to make 2 of these, I'm pretty sure, anyway, so let's go and do that. And I think we need to make an Enderium one, so we might as well get to that point as well, and then at that point we need 10 of this, and we need 10. I think that's how that works. And then we have to just put the tin here and get the iron armor platings, which we basically then just have to go to the induction smelter, which I always forget where that is, and essentially just do this a few times. And it's a lot faster than I imagined it was, but okay, it is getting slower. So we're going to have an Invar one, and then we're going to have one which is a resonant one. And the reason we're having the resonant one is because we are going to be adding that to this thing here, which gives us now a bit of armor, which is kind of nice. I think we should be okay from there. So what we should be able to do here is make that, then go further down, make that one, then make this bit, which, yeah, we do have the right amount of lead. We'll go put that one back quickly. Then, oh, these are going to be annoyance because we do not, it will not just allow us to just generally, what am I trying to say? It won't just let us kind of just throw everything in there with the, oh, we do need that extra. God damn it. It won't just sort of let us shift click the stuff in or whatever it is, like this button. Because, yeah, we'll do that. And then I also picked up the wrong amount of Enderium, but then we have a resonant, resonant flux pack, and then we can armor it up like that. There we go. Okay, for some reason doesn't. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so that one's done, and next we'll get on to the other parts, I guess. Okay, so next thing we need is 2 cryothium coolant units filled with cryothium, which is going to be basically us using 32 cryothium dust. Each requires 4 buckets, basically 4,000 millibuckets of it, which each of these gives 250, so 32 of these. And then we're going to simply need 8 tin, 8 flux-infused electrum ingots, and 2 hardened energy cells. Hardened glass, that was the word. Apparently I'm saying everything wrong today. So yeah, it should be just a simple case of us making that, then putting the cryothium dust in here and then filling them up. And look at what else we need. So we need some fluxed armor platings, which should be fairly easy. So there we go. So that's those made, that made, these made, that, and that. So the last thing we have is fluxed thrusters, which are are greatly fun. So basically what we have to do is we have to make the resonant thrusters, which we previously made in order to make the resonant level 1, and then add some glowstone elevation units, fluxed electrum ingots, and some armor plating, which obviously we have to make 2 of these, so we have to make 2 of those, 4 of those, 4 of these. So we'll start on these, pretty simple, so it's just we need 16 flux electrum, 16 lumion, and then we need quartz, 4 hardened glass, and 2 signalum. So quartz, then we're going to need 16 of these, we're going to need 16 of these, and I think everything there should be done now, so that should be everything. These are fairly simple recipes, luckily they just sort of have a lot of recipes within them, if that makes sense. Then we should have 16 glowstone there ready to go through there and fill these up. Obviously, as I said earlier, they are 4 buckets each, similar to the cryothium, so that's why we have 16. So I guess we can see if they do stack properly this time, but yeah, this one's really starving on power, so it's got quite a big buffer, and it also has quite a big maximum amount, like maximum power. This says 800, this says 8,000, so obviously there's that's going to be using a lot of power when it comes to that, so we do have to kind of wait. But I do want to check quickly whether or not the energized glowstone will come through here properly. I hope it does. Yep, and yeah, they do stack, so we have to wait for those to go. We have to make some more of those, but we'll do those in a second. And then we need to make the resonant thruster, which we've been through this all before. We've got the enderium for that. I think actually everything else in here should be, other than the stuff that's already crafted, should be for this, because it's the last thing that we need. So boom, let's get the final thing going. There we go, resonant thruster. Then we need that on top, these resonant thruster, and then the glowing thing, fluxed thruster, and then everything should be good if we do that. And then what should be in the middle, it's the jetpack, and then the flux plate. I don't know what the jetpack is. Oh, I'm wearing it. There we go, and there we go, a fluxed infused jet plate. So we can also put that alongside all these other things. Let's just quickly clear out our inventory properly. And this actually, yeah, this doesn't have armor values because it's not charged. So what I'm going to quickly do is charge up everything here, but it's super fast now, so that's kind of cool. This will be what we deal with until, well, we'll probably actually keep this but turn the engine off once we get a flight ring, eventually. I think that's going to take a while, but, you know, either way. I also want to see if the hover thing works on this. No, it didn't. Oh, actually no. For some reason it didn't turn hover. I guess if it's a death, like, it's something you will die from. Like if I do this. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I am hovering, so, okay, the hover mode does actually work slightly properly now. So that's kind of nice. Previously it didn't seem to really like me. It seemed to make me go down and just hover down instead of just hovering in the air. But now this is kind of cool that I can just sort of do this with quite a lot of power in here to deal with. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one when I actually don't know what we're going to be doing. Maybe working out how to get plutonium, because that was the thing I meant to do today and I didn't. And maybe we can get some iridium sometime soon. And yeah, progress there. So thanks for watching, and